It is just like me to forget to record an introduction video. My name's Wren. I'm 23 years old. My gender identity is agender or non-binary, and my gender expression is trans-masculine. I have now been on testosterone for 1 month, and this video is compiled of a lot of little videos. So, without further ado... So I'm not actually pre-T. I'm 5 days on T now. Today marks exactly 2 weeks on T. Today I am 3 weeks and 1 day on testosterone. So it has been a month on testosterone. So I have been too tired or too lazy or too riddled with other excuses to record a pre-testosterone update video. So I'm not actually pre-T. I'm 5 days on T now, but nothing's changed drastically in 5 days, so I think it's pretty safe to say that this is my pre-T voice. This is pretty much my pre-T body, except trigger warning for bottom discussion. That started to grow pretty quickly. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. I picked like the worst time to do this. I'm driving to my partner's house or on the way to New York City Pride, and it's 7:30 in the morning. But I kind of had to get this done and over with because I'm already on T, so changes are going to start happening and I need to document this now. I identify as non-binary, agender. I use he and they pronouns. And I have learned over time that I need to have a more masculine presentation because getting she and her 100% of the time is just not working for me. And I work in a profession that's very customer service oriented. I deal with so many customers on a daily basis in person. So even though I'm non-binary, I really need to be seen as masculine by the general public. And it took me a long time to get to this point and to decide that this is something I definitely want to do. And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm 1000% sure about it yet. I'm just kind of using this as an experiment to see if this is what is going to work out for me. I know that I want to change things like my voice and muscle mass. I would really like to be a little bit broader. I'm just like so small. I think that's pretty much it. So my name's Wren or Wrenly. I use he, they pronouns, I'm non-binary, agender, and I am 5 days on T. This is just a quick update because today marks exactly 2 weeks on T. There aren't a whole lot of changes. I just wanted to, keep the updating going. I don't necessarily feel like my voice has dropped significantly. I don't know, it kind of feels like my range is a little lower and like my voice vibrates a little bit more. It kind of feels like I have to speak up a little bit to actually get sound out because it's feeling a little bit harder to actually like voice things, like physically. Otherwise, I had noticed some bottom growth like a couple days into T. I thought that was going to grow a little bit more steadily, but it kind of has leveled out for the time being, or so it seems. The only other update is about hair. Like I said, it's only been 2 weeks, and I've always had hairs that grow all over my face. I have like this one little guy that grows right down here. That one I actually plucked yesterday because it was a nuisance, but I have other hairs, like there's these 2 little ones right here, and there's some over here. I've always had a little bit of dark face hair that I would pluck off, so I was going to pluck those, but I'm noticing like a lot more, and I took pictures. Maybe those will end up somewhere around here, but I'm actually gonna go get some shaving cream and start shaving them, which feels a little bit premature, but I want to prompt them to continue to grow in the future, so I'm just gonna start doing that now because I'm noticing more in my sideburn area, and I would love to actually have sideburns. It is extremely hot and I'm getting all red. That's another thing. I feel like my body temperature has just kind of been a little higher. I felt once like I was getting a hot flash, and I had that for like an hour. And now I just feel like, I guess I sweat a little bit more, and I smell a little bit worse when I sweat, but mostly just I feel like my skin just feels hotter. I also just really, really hate summer in general, and it's like early July. You know, it's kind of hard to tell if that's completely related or not. I think that's about it for now, so I will of course be updating later. Okay. Hello! Today I am 3 weeks and 1 day on testosterone. I actually just finished up with my 4th shot of tea, so that's super exciting. I am mostly documenting the fact that my voice is noticeably lower, or at least it is in my head. I was sick yesterday. I felt a lot of sinus stuff going on, and again this morning, but I'm feeling like a million times better now, and my voice is staying down here. So I'm hoping that this is a more permanent change. That's really the only thing I have to document. Another note about my voice, which I've heard a lot of people say, is that when your voice is lowering, it kind of feels like it takes more air to actually push sound out. And that kind of doesn't make sense until you're actually feeling it. I feel like I really have to yell to get any sound out of my throat. It's a weird feeling. It's just like, I don't know, like it takes more force to actually speak. I think that's just has to do with the process of it lowering. But it is a weird feeling. I feel like I'm hoarse all the time, but I'm not. So that's really all I have to document on. In 1 week will be my next documentation, and hopefully a larger video, which will be a culmination of all of these, and that will be my 1 month update. So until then, me and my little baby hairs are gonna head on out. It has been a month on testosterone, and that's pretty cool. The main change that I have noticed has been my voice. It hasn't really dropped that significantly, but there's more of like a bass to it. Like I can feel it vibrating a lot more, which just makes me feel a little better, and it really just feels like it's gradually dropping all the time. So that's a really cool feeling. I haven't noticed a lot of other changes. I have some more facial hair. I always had a little bit of facial hair, like very dark hairs, but I would always pluck them, and now I'm not plucking them and just letting them grow in, but I've definitely noticed a few more. They're mostly like in this area. I don't know. On both sides, they're in that area. I don't know. I didn't know that that's what my body was gonna do. I was kind of hoping I would get it here, but it's here. So that's fine. I've been shaving it, which has just been really fun. I don't know if I would look very good with facial hair anyway, so that's really not one of the main reasons that I wanted to go on tea. Other changes. Trigger warning, bottom discussion. Like I said, that grew very quickly, and it grows pretty steadily. I think like after a tea shot is when I notice that it's grown a little bit more, but it's just kind of a steady change. It's not actually grown as much as I thought that it was going to at this point, which is a good thing, but it's definitely as sensitive as I thought that it was going to be. How do I talk about this? Like, when it's touched directly in any way, it's painful. So, it used to be like that too, but now it's just more surface area is painful. Does that make sense? I hope so, because that's where I'm leaving it. That's all. Like body hair hasn't really changed that much. I've noticed some on my chest. I used to get like lighter ones going down here, and now there are just a couple of darker ones. Sometimes I feel like I might be getting some little baby back hairs just because my shirts have been rubbing kind of uncomfortably. Like if they pull upwards, it feels like they're tugging on something. But I mean, I haven't felt or seen any hairs back there. I didn't know what kind of changes were going to happen at 1 month. Definitely the voice is the main thing that I've wanted to change, and I'm happy that that is already starting to drop. Oh, I wanted to discuss like appetite. I've gained 4-ish pounds, but I don't really feel like my appetite has changed at all. It's kind of the same as it was before. I'm just gaining weight. So that's nice. I don't feel more energized or anything. I really just feel the same, except that sometimes my leg hurts because of my injection. People have said that I look a little bulkier, like in my arms and maybe my shoulders. I've definitely felt a lot more tension up here in my shoulders, and I think that's sort of like growing pains. That's what it feels like. But I haven't really noticed looking any bulkier, and I wish I took more like body pictures so that I could compare that. Well, that's about all that I had to say for now. So you will be seeing me probably in another month when I do my 2-month update. So for now, that is all. Okay, oops, I'm back because I forgot that I wanted to talk about emotional and social changes real quick too. I stopped taking my actual anxiety and depression medication, and I just restarted taking that. But I had stopped taking it for a while just because I kept forgetting, and my mood was getting really weird, but I really think that was the cause. I really don't think it was testosterone at all. So that's really the only emotional change that I felt. Socially, however, I'm still being gendered female basically 100% of the time, which is what was happening before as well. But I'm getting a little bit more nervous about the future, mainly like with bathrooms. Right now I use the female restrooms because that's how I'm gendered, and I just am really terrified of conflict. So I just don't really know when to cross over into using male restrooms, and I've also never used a men's room before. That's just really scary territory. I will definitely keep updating you guys on that. I'm entering a new job pretty soon, so I really hope that strangers start to gender me as male, because that is how I want my coworkers to view me. I don't want them to slip up in front of people is the main thing. So that's going to be difficult, and I'm probably going to be updating on that too, but those are just my current worries and everything. So that's about it, and I guess I'm signing off now, and here is my 1-month voice comparison. Anyway, I keep picturing all these little kids playing some game in this big field of Ryandall. Thousands of little kids, and nobody's around. Nobody big, I mean, except me. And I'm standing on the edge of some crazy cliff. What I have to do, I have to catch everybody if they start to go over the cliff. I mean, if they're running and they don't look where they're going, I have to come out from somewhere and catch them. That's all I do all day. I just be the catcher on the Ryandall. I know it's crazy, but that's the only thing I'd really like to be. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy, but that's the only thing I'd really like to be. I know it's crazy.